Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look.
Alright,
First time in a while.
ready. 1, 2, 3.
Flashlight.
Wow, you really
The light of the flesh.
put your whole ussy into it.
My what?
Did you
Yeah,
not know
ussy?
that's like the that's what the kids say nowadays. It's always
Them kids these days.
yeah, because it started off. It's like instead of saying pussy, you remove the p and just put ussy onto like everything else.
Pussy. Okay.
Like, what's a good
Them
example?
kids today.
Like,
say
you know
up
the,
rather than
you know,
fuck.
there's like those weird people that were like, they had this weird episode on TLC or whatever where this guy liked cars and would fuck cars.
Oh yeah,
It'd be like
the car ussy.
the car ussy or cussy.
Okay.
He's
I don't
not.
get it, but
So,
he's
so
not
you
hip
could
with
say
the kids.
you could say Nick put his whole Nick ussy into that fleshlight.
Okay.
No, he put him. He went inside the flesh ussy.
No, no.
Pussy.
But
no,
I mean,
it's like saying
the
it's like
whole
saying you put your
concept of
back into it, but you replace it with like.
Oh, I
ussy.
don't think I understand the
Yeah,
kids these days.
it's like saying you put your
But, I
back into
mean,
it, but it's ussy.
You put a dick into the fleshlight, okay? That's the wrong sex toy to be putting to.
It's slang,
using a
Nick.
pussy.
I don't think you'd understand.
You can do it. Put your back into it.
All right then.
But anyways, yes, I told Zach that you guys might be interested on shitting on the people that were freaking
Yeah.
out on the East Coast.
It was
Yeah, I
like, what
did
was
have,
it? A
like,
4.8?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, we've definitely had those.
That seems kind of bad though when you're in
Ew.
New York with tall buildings.
Yeah, like they haven't actually built it. Well, there's tall buildings around here. It's just there are codes that they build to because there are all.
Right. They
Like in Japan.
think about
It's
that.
all about expectations.
I mean, there was when Amanda had the kids that time she ran out with them. I was at work, and that was probably around like the 5 or like low 4s or whatever.
How many
that's, like,
earthquakes
the-
have you had while you've been in California?
Oh,
Uncountable.
Like you lose count, but most of them are really small. Most of them
Oh.
are tiny.
How many
Probably
that
like-
you really noticed?
There's probably
Like
one last
2 a
year, right?
maybe.
Really?
Like 1 or 2 a year. Yeah.
That's
most
crazy.
of them are really small though. They're just like
You got used
like
to that.
sometimes I have to go on Twitter and like earthquake San Jose and be like, okay, I wasn't crazy, because like just
It
things
fucks
shake
with
a
you.
little bit.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like when the
you're like-
lights flicker and you're like, wait, did the lights just flicker or am I crazy?
Exactly. You're like,
Oh,
did I
remember.
just like did somebody jump up and downstairs a little bit? Like it's just that.
There was one time I was in a meeting room. And
Mhm.
We continued to have meetings. Just everybody was staring at the screen and was silent for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I thought of you guys the other day because we were in the basement preparing for a possible tornado outbreak, and then we got an alert that there was a earthquake that was really bad. I think it was in like Taiwan or Singapore.
Taiwan, yeah.
Yeah, and they
Taiwan.
said there was that they were waiting to see if there were going to be possible tsunami warnings in California.
Oh really? Yeah. No, there wasn't. There definitely wasn't.
There's
No, they
There were in
cleared it, but there was
Japan.
like
Yeah,
30
Japan they
minutes
did.
where like the
Japan
weather.
got some from it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
They got a big one, actually.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So far
Yeah.
away, and that could affect all
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
over.
Yeah, it's fucking fault
I think they had a
lines.
pretty big one. Oh, I wasn't crazy. I told you, like, I think that affects chip manufacturing. I saw there was a news story, like.
Oh,
some
shit,
of their
that makes
chip
sense.
manufacturing was damaged, yeah.
Because
Because
we'll
they
have one in
do a
Ohio.
lot of the chips.
Yeah, Taiwan's a thing of the past, man. Columbus getting our own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
supply you. Don't worry,
No,
we
I
got
thought
you,
that
boo.
wasn't gonna happen. haven't they like stopped building one of those? Was it?
No,
No,
it's
it-
definitely being built.
It's
Like,
being built like 30 minutes away from us.
yeah, I've seen semis
really?
carrying like giant things for it.
Oh, I thought that was maybe.
I think
canceled,
it's-
or maybe that's just you never know with politics. They'll put
Right.
stories out
Which
there. And
company?
I think it's supposed to be done in 2025, actually.
Is it Intel or what company?
Intel, yeah.
Intel. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's a
New
dying
Albany.
company though.
Okay.
Is it really?
Yeah, are you crazy?
Who else
Nvidia
was-
and AMD are crushing them.
Mostly Nvidia.
I didn't know
it's
that.
mostly.
I don't follow
it's mostly
the computer
AMD
chip world.
Well,
because
when-
they compete on CPUs. Now Nvidia is crushing AMD on GPUs. But AMD
Yeah, I
is
knew
crushing
graphics
Intel on
card wasn't
CPUs.
an Intel thing.
Well, the whole
Yeah,
point
no,
of this,
that-
I thought, was like with 2020 that we couldn't get
2020.
supplies from overseas. So that was like America really pushing to be independent. So won't that make Intel like
I
not
think it's
die
more
anymore?
about if China does go to war with Taiwan and they take over chip manufacturing.
Regardless of
It would be nice if we had it.
Nvidia or AMD, they're both run by two Taiwanese CEOs, and they are
They're
remotely
cousins.
related.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I saw that.
Who are cousins?
So the CEO of Nvidia and the CEO of
Jensen
AMD.
Huang.
Wow, they locked down the
nepotism.
market, huh?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
What was their life like growing up where they both ended up CEOs of a chip company?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't care enough to look.
That's
but
crazy.
I'm sure there was something.
Maybe
I'm
they
sure
had
they
a
were
dad that
born
had
rich.
sapphire
Like
mines.
Yeah.
guaranteed.
That's most likely. How do you? Is that the only way CEOs are really born? Is you either start a company or you're rich and you get like ushered into that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a counter example.
Like the life
Of,
of
like,
a
a
CEO.
born-
Like how
feel
many of them work as a lowly worker and work all the way up to CEO? You know that never happens.
I
Like,
think that was
even,
like
like-
maybe common like 80 years ago, and then since then all
Yeah.
the CEOs are nepotism babies of
Right,
the people
that's-
that pioneered being
exactly.
a CEO.
Even the ones that are like self-made billionaires, like Bill Gates.
Right. Yeah, they still had a lot of
His
advantages.
mother was on the board, on like the board of IBM, I think, and that's how he got one of his big special deals that helped Microsoft like skyrocket.
Well, not only that, he got the
Yeah.
chance to mess with computers before anyone else.
Like, so he wasn't a billionaire, but he was very upper class. Like
I
you
think
got to
if you-
start at least upper middle class.
Yeah, I
usually.
think if
Right.
you
And
dig
then you
deep
can go
enough,
up.
most
But
of
yeah,
them.
Yeah, most of them
have
weren't
money.
like, you know, my parents are in prison, and like that
Right.
doesn't happen. It makes a
Yeah.
good story, but no. And then,
But, like-
what was it?
I just think like even like companies like I work for, like quote unquote small companies, like
Yeah.
what do you go to school for? I guess business, to be like a CEO of like a 400 person company, you know?
Oh, there are tracks to like kind of go to. Like, you just go to MBAs and all the schools and get the right grades.
They're not always the
But one thing is you got to
degrees.
like do like 80-hour weeks for a long time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But you probably aren't going to make it to the heights of like a CEO of a major company.
Yeah, but if you're a CEO of like even like a smaller company like the one I work for, like a 400 person company, you still probably make at least $1 million, right? Like
My
Yeah,
parents do,
probably.
and they're much smaller.
3 to 5 maybe. Yeah, like yeah, but they're owners. Like CEOs are just
That's why I'm saying
they
they're-
don't even
They have very small businesses, and they gross $1 million in the companies.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like a CEO is just gonna make millions. And I still don't even like. What does a real CEO do? Like, it doesn't seem like they.
Well, once you're big enough, you have a board, so they don't even really do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
It's they find somebody that looks
They
good.
count the money.
Well, that's a CFO.
Yeah, that's a CFO, dude. Like a CTO too. What do they fucking do?
But I think CEOs are literally just appointed by the board as like somebody that comes off like really likable, so they have a good face for the company, and that's like your dude. But they take as much of the glory as they do the blame.
Right. True.
He's your chief dude officer. That's if I start a good
Or
company,
dudette.
I'm gonna change it to CDO. I'm the chief dude.
Hey. I guess that's a good point. They have to be really good about like when
Press
shit
releases
hits.
and-
Yeah, press
I
releases.
think it depends on
Shit like that.
the company. Like,
There's that,
certain
too.
companies, like they're just gonna appoint somebody that is very well connected because they want sales, right?
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if they have a lot of government contracts. The guy's probably related to government, like senators. Odds are he's probably related to like a senator, or
Right.
congressman, da 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 da.
Well, like
That's a lot of them.
Wizards of the Coast recently hired like a new CEO. How do you get to be the CEO of that company? Like, what's the track?
Wizards
to
of
do
the Coast.
You have
Yeah.
to have been in that company for a very long time and other
No, they
high-held
hired a-
positions.
No, I didn't.
They hired a
But it's
different
an outside,
person.
yeah.
They
Or-
definitely didn't come from there.
Well, I mean, or at another company. They usually will poach from other companies
see.
too.
It's a lady.
Yeah, I think it was a famous person that was like a famous CEO of some other company, and so they brought her
Cynthia
on.
Williams.
What's Wizard of Coast?
They make.
Because you can
fantasy
also
items.
job hop your way to a CEO.
They own like Hasbro and all that shit, or Hasbro owns
Uh,
them, I should say.
I've seen that
Cynthia
happen before.
Williams.
Yeah, it's so weird.
She came
CEOs
from
are just-
Microsoft. She was the general manager and vice president of gaming at Microsoft.
Ah, so that makes sense of that.
And then
track
before
record, I
then, she
guess.
was at Amazon.
But how did
so,
she get
yeah.
there?
Again, they were just born rich, and then
I guess.
like most of them,
Like, what does the CEO's day look like? That's, I guess, like
I could not tell you.
they go to a group, they go to like managers, and they're like, how are you going to make us more money?
I don't even think they do that.
No, I don't.
Depends on how big the company is, because there's usually like
Well, that's what I'm saying.
managers,
that's
regional managers,
but that's
state
essentially
managers.
that's
Oh,
their
don't
goal,
forget
right?
the
Make more
assistant
money.
to the regional managers.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that's essentially their goal: make more money and make the stock go up, right? So that's the only thing they care about.
Mm,
Yeah, because they
usually
have
they
things
care
like
about their
data
options.
analysts and stuff that will, they have market trends. They basically have a whole team of people that will feed them information, and then somebody breaks it down to them into an explain it like I'm 5 type situation, and then they bring that to the board, and then they vote on it.
The Trump thing where he refused to read memos. Like, just tell me 5 minutes. Tell me what you got. Isn't that what he was famous for when he was
I
president?
have no idea.
Yeah, he wouldn't read memos, so they started to do like 2 or 3 minute like pitches to him of like what's going on.
I think most CEOs just have a giant dartboard with a bunch of catchphrases on it, and then when somebody comes to them with make a decision, they throw a dart and they say read the catchphrase.
Oh, it's time for synergy, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's literally like 30 Rock when they're talking about
Chloe wants to
synergistic
say something.
downflow,
If I have
Yeah.
to guess, if I have to guess,
vertical
like,
integration.
You have to speak up.
If I have to guess what Timmy's day looks like is
Timmy?
Timmy.
On a first name basis.
Timmer.
I'm
That was a
alive.
weird.
Timmer.
No, first of all, if your name's Timmy, you're not being a CEO.
She's
Well,
talking
you go by
about Tim
Timothy.
Apple.
And then
Tim
you go by
Apple.
Chalamet.
yeah. You'd have to be Timothy.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, if say things are going well, no change in the sales price, and we're on track for year-over-year growth, then the next thing he'll be worried about. Okay, so we're doing 10% of growth this year. Well, I want to do 15%. How do we get there? And you look at his direct reports, like come up with the proposals to me, right? And then the direct reports come down and gather resources, whatever, talk to their favorite engineers or salesperson,
Oh, yeah.
and they come up with proposals and how much it costs, what's the risk of this is,
Yeah.
and then they present it to the CEO.
And
But
Did you
Yeah,
work
and
at a
what he
bank at one
does-
point? Because this sounds
and
so
what
similar.
he does is he takes those proposals, throws the darts on the board, and he responds, "We need to find more synergies in this."
Or I feel like every CEO comes in and is like, all right, we need to fire like 2,000 people. We'll make the stock go up.
Not only that, but then they also do the what appeals to the consumer. They do a whole lot of, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but they do like a little bit of market research on that. And they're like, okay, this is what's trending right
Yeah.
now. How do we incorporate that?
That's like big companies, though, would just have a market research team.
Yeah, that's market researchers VP's job, right?
Yeah.
It's their job to make a proposal to the CEO, say like, okay, according to the market, we should do this, and then the CEO come back, so like, how much it cost? Give me the cost. Talk to the CFO. What's the budget?
I guess, do you really think like CEOs of like giant companies, are they actually really busy all the time and work 80 hours?
No,
Yeah.
they work a 9 to 5.
No.
Definitely.
No, I think they are. And then most of it is stuff like what I think they're actually, like if I imagine Timmy's day, he's probably going over a lot with lawyers about right now all the
Yes.
legal battles that they're going into.
That's
what
probably
the
a good point.
strategies will be, how much it will cost, what they can do with regulations. He's probably talking to heads of government sometimes.
Yes.
That's more likely.
So
now that
it's
you say
like
that, I
that
can see
kind of
it.
stuff. And then like for the decisions make, like if it's a $20 billion spend, and they spend $20 billion a year on a lot of different things, he probably has to read a report and say, yes, you can do this. Here's
I shall
$20 billion.
That's your business.
Let's
That's it.
sell our
That's
shares
probably
of
your dad.
BlackRock to buy
Yeah.
it.
Why you need to do this? Right?
I guess another question is like, how many CEOs exist? Like,
Too many.
there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
There has to be for how many companies there are.
We were just watching a guy get arrested the other day, and he kept telling the police
Oh,
officer,
yeah.
he's like,
I'm a
don't you know who I
CEO."
am? I'm a CEO.
They also got to try and spend time training their young Padawan. Right?
Wait, are they an emperor now? I think that's
Yeah.
different.
I
One's
feel like-
government
I feel
and
like
one
that's-
is. Okay,
Come
okay, Darth
to the dark
Sidious.
side.
Got lost here somewhere with CEOs and
Star Wars? I'm
Star
okay
Wars.
with that.
Let the hate flow through you.
that is very CEO. Okay, it's making sense now. The metaphor makes more sense.
There's not much of a difference between a CEO and somebody running for office.
Probably not.
There really
not
is,
that much difference.
like, because they also kind of run in elections too. If you don't realize, like,
Yeah,
the
that's
stock
true.
the stock holders vote.
I've been
They
asked to
literally
vote.
vote their shares.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I never do that shit.
Yeah, but that's because it's like the people who own most of
Because
the
I have
company vote.
.0000001% of the stock.
Yeah, the board is the people who own at least like
Although
a percent you can count.
if you were reading this shit about Elon Musk and his lawsuit that lost him $50 billion, there's a guy that owned like 10 shares of Tesla that sued.
Holy
Really?
Canceled his deal that he would have gotten like $50 billion of compensation. Yeah, the guy
Oh.
owned like 10 shares.
shit. Did you see they're
So he-
rolling out the Tesla taxis?
Oh, I just saw the headline. That's it. I didn't read it.
Readings for
Go
losers.
on. Go on.
Yeah.
With this
readings
deal.
for people with time.
Before you interrupt what you're trying to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
You.
Me?
You're talking about the
Yeah.
deal about the guy that owned 10% of Tesla stock.
Oh yeah, that he only had 10 whole shares, and then Elon Musk was supposed to, like, if he met targets, he would get like 50 billion, what amounted to eventually 50 billion in stock grants from Tesla
Oh, shit.
given to him. That guy sued, saying it was a bad deal for the board to make on behalf of the stockholders. The guy owned 10 whole shares, like .00001%.
Oh, I thought you
of the
said
company.
10%.
No,
10
10
shares.
shares.
Oh, shit.
So what
He
would that
won.
look like for him then, in money terms, a $50
Nothing.
billion deal? Like, that's not much. So what is he suing
No,
for?
no,
The
no.
equivalent?
No. He didn't get anything.
Oh, just
just
because
got
he's a
the deal
shareholder, he can sue for them to do
Yes,
stuff.
he can sue and say that deal is not fair. You can't give, because it's shares they're going to give Musk, right? They're going to give him $50 billion of shares,
Ew.
and that would dilute the value of his 10 whole shares, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he sued and stopped it. So presumably the value of Tesla stock stayed higher than it would have been other than if they had granted Elon Musk $50 billion of
That's kinda-
shares.
Crazy for somebody with 10 shares to do that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he knew that
Yeah.
he could do that.
Man, I want to do that and just I'll sell out of court for $1 million right now.
No,
I would
don't
do
think you
it.
can do that.
I would do
don't
it
know if
just
you
to
can.
to to fuck over Elon Musk. That's all I need.
I don't know how that works because he's not suing himself. He's suing on behalf of shareholders.
Right.
So-
True.
In this case, it's a class action, right?
Yeah, it might eventually become a class action.
Yeah.
don't know how
I
that
guess
works.
I'm saying for the right
Really
amount of
gotta
money,
start
he
it.
can withdraw the lawsuit. And somebody else would have to take over, right? If they wanted
Once
to.
you, I don't know how exactly how it works. Like if you could pay that guy off, then all the other stockholders will realize, oh, I can get paid off too. So you probably want to do it, right?
True.
It won't make any sense. Then all of them will just go, oh, give me $1 million.
Yeah, I guess I never understood how that works either, because when I worked for Aflac, one of our, like, regional manager guys told his story, and he worked for, like, a big tech company. It was, like, him and, like, 2 other dudes that started this company. And he woke up one day and was, like, voted out of the company, so he, like, lost everything basically overnight and became a salesman. And I was like, how the fuck does that even work? Like, you can just not be an owner of a company anymore?
He can
Not
vote by
exactly
the board.
like that. No, but you can't take away shares.
Right.
Unless you were stupid and signed something that said, we can dilute your shares but not mine.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand the story. Like, how does that work? Like,
It's usually you were stupid and you didn't have a lawyer look over your contract.
that's probably true, too.
Because, you can't just go, oh, we're taking the company from you. That doesn't,
Yeah, it was like a thing
Like,
overnight,
works.
he said, where he, like, no longer
like,
was a part of the company or something.
even then you can usually sue if it was like there were misrepresentations made to you. Like, that's what the Social
Right.
Network movie was all about. That one dude was screwed out of his shares.
Right.
Right. But yeah. Anyway.
I guess in summary, I don't know how businesses work on that level. Almost like I've never been a CEO.
Dartboard, Zach. It's
or-
all dartboards. It's dartboards all the way down.
I do have a dartboard.
You're CEO material.
That's how I go into the interview. I just bring in my dartboard. I got this, guys. Look, I got my
All
own
right.
dartboard. You don't even have to provide
Well-
one for me.
What else do we have on the podcast?
I don't know. Talk
There was a
about
few
things
things.
like
Oh,
earthquake.
go ahead, Chloe.
No. I was just saying that we talk about important things like earthquake.
Well,
else?
there was. I haven't looked at the
Yeah,
whole thing
only
yet.
important news here.
I haven't looked at the whole thing yet, but there was something about the alleged victims of Michael Jackson trying to unseal nude photos of Michael Jackson, and I wasn't quite sure why they were doing that, but that's a thing that's happening right now.
Okay.
Michael Jackson about to have an OnlyFans.
I'm not sure I care.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'm like, why would you want to unseal nude photos of him if you
wouldn't-
were victimized by him allegedly?
I wouldn't want to see Michael Jackson nude.
No,
Well,
absolutely
wait,
not.
These people were molested as children.
These are the alleged victims of Michael Jackson. Yes.
So maybe it's just nostalgia. Like, I like to go back and play video games. They want to go.
Oh
to
my
the
God, I'm
old
going to
town
hell
things
for
that they
laughing
used
at
to
that.
know.
Nick, you'll be going to a deeper circle of hell, but making the joke of it.
Probably.
But I'm
You're on the
I'm
seventh
going.
layer, dog.
There was also I had the Tesla Robo Taxi on there, and then there was also a funny post that I saw. It was on Twitter that was like, which celebs do you just know that they are trash at sex?
Just by looking
Celebs
at
do I
him.
know are
Just by
trash?
looking at them, and somebody said Oprah.
Which is a pretty good example.
I mean,
I would say Stephen Hawking. I mean, he's dead now, but even before, I bet he was pretty bad.
Wasn't there a thing that came out about
That's
Stephen
pretty
Hawking
good.
cheating or something?
Yeah. There
And I'm like,
was.
what the fuck?
pretty amazing.
Dude was a
that's actually
player.
impressive.
How'd you do that?
His one finger is really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be using that
That
digit
was
all
an
day.
amazing finger.
I like this. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, baby.
It is kind of wild that Stephen Hawking was able to cheat on somebody.
Multiple affairs.
but I don't know. That was kind of one of those like things that we could throw out there and speculate about, like which celebrities just look like they're really bad at sex.
I feel like the problem is it
Really
becomes
bad at
who's a
sex.
ugly celebrity.
No, some of them just have
on
like
celebrities.
they just have that energy of like, oh, you'd be really terrible. Like a lot of people.
I guess what's his face is famous for probably being really good at sex and not looking good.
Who?
The comedian guy who's like with all
Oh.
the like hottest chicks ever.
That's just dude with just a good PR team.
Yeah.
possibly, yeah.
But
What's his name? I can't think of his name.
I'm not
he's
imagining
not
which
very
one
funny.
you're
I
talking
never
about.
really liked him.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. Like
Pete
he's not.
Davidson.
Yeah,
Still don't know.
that's it.
He's an SNL comedian. I've never laughed at any of his.
He had
stuff.
some good jokes about his dad in 9/11, and then like I haven't heard anything else funny from him.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who? Probably not, but I'll ask because this will be a fun rabbit hole to go down to. Do you know who the Liver King is?
Oh, shit. Does Joe Rogan talk about him?
Yes.
Joe Rogan had
I
him
think
on
that
there
I
before.
might know it just from.
It's
that.
the guy
Is he
that's
got-
like on like an
is he-
all carnivore diet. He eats like raw livers and
Does he
stuff
pretend
like that.
he's not on steroids, but he's definitely
Yes.
on steroids?
Well, he was
That's
caught
all
being
I know
on
about the guy.
steroids.
He was
yes.
caught. I was gonna say he
So
looks
this
like
is
he's
like one
really
of the
bad at
many
sex.
people where you don't have to get caught at being on steroids. He was on steroids. Like,
Well,
no one
Well,
looks
he
like
had
that.
leaks.
No one
Like
does.
somebody leaked his emails
Yes.
talking about how he was on steroids.
everyone knew he was
He
on
didn't need
steroids, but
to.
he was denying
It's
it.
like the baseball guys that were denying it, but like in one summer they went from a scrawny guy to being
Right.
400 pounds of muscle. Like,
Yeah.
No,
Like I
That
feel like
happen
anyone that
normally.
has ever been or looks like they've been on steroids is really bad at sex. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I feel like he's terrible.
Yeah, especially sleeping with like his maid who wasn't like that like attractive. Like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude. What are you doing? Speaking of steroids, though, they're doing like somebody's putting on an Olympics where they have like all these Olympic events. It's not actually the Olympics, but they're doing an Olympic-like event, and they're allowing steroids. So they're doing all the like normal Olympic events, but like you're allowed to juice as much as you want for it.
I told
I wonder
Zach
if
we need to do
it'll
that.
just basically do the Olympics. It's just basically
Don't get
the
caught.
Olympics. I feel they're just really. It's really a test of how good can you get steroids and not get caught.
that's
Right?
that's a whole sport for every
Like wasn't there?
But sir,
event.
the
Or
best
lie
is
about
modern
the
medicine.
contestants' ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. How can we cheat?
But I told Zach, I was like, I don't miss because I wasn't alive, but I love the fact that, like, back in the day, steroids used to not be banned, like in baseball. And that's what made baseball so interesting, is because people were just slamming baseballs left and right out of the park, and then they banned steroids, and it got
Yeah,
less
I don't
exciting.
miss
Yeah.
that. I more miss the cocaine in Coca-Cola. But they can keep the steroids.
Bring
man. I
back the
don't
cocaine.
Okay, Nick. All right. Maybe that's the next thing that California legalizes.
care. Yeah,
Yeah, is that on the docket?
and it used to be like it wasn't called heroin. It was called Laudanum, I think.
Laudanum. What is that?
They're like an
It's
opioid.
basically just it's basically just heroin, and then they'd like, oh, you got a little cough. Here's some Laudanum.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Deadwood. She gets addicted to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
I
oh, you got
remember that.
ghosts in your
Basically
blood.
just heroin.
Take heroin.
Yeah.
Opioids.
Here's a
Opiate's
little heroin.
derivative, right?
Different times.
Good for what ails ya?
Different times.
I
for
can't
the
tell if I'm
drugs.
All right,
like-
quick break. I gotta go get more alcohol.
Okay.
Oh, well, then I will refresh ours.
Okay.
I'll just bring the bottle down. It's actually easier.
Sounds good.
Maybe you two, you're being good. Being good little snakes.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So what else we got?
I got Drogo on me. He's a dying cat now.
Yeah, so I heard. I told Chloe about your cat cardiologist.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if you told
He's
her.
an expensive cat.
He literally has we thought it was just he's getting old and has a heart disease, but apparently he's had it his whole life. He's had this like rare heart disease.
Yeah, I'm like you and your Craigslist cats.
Yeah.
Save $10 to spend $2,000.
For 10 years though, I didn't have to spend much on him.
Yeah. I really want to, because it's not a cat. He's a pet cardiologist, right?
Right.
I think cats and dogs.
Yeah, probably mostly cats and dogs.
I was gonna say I wanted to see how much I could stretch it. Like I bring in a worm and be like, "He's dying, Doc. He's dying."
Like, my God, he has 2 hearts. Oh.
Like there's a certain biology. Like
He's a doctor.
No, for that I mean a lot
That's
of
a Doctor Who reference in case no one got it.
Can you
I
imagine taking a CT scan of a hedgehog?
I mean our bird was in a she was in an oxygen tank.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Why?
Because she was having breathing problems, so I had her on oxygen before 2 days before I had to put her down.
Oh.
But yeah, we went to an exotics team because you have to find someone that specializes in exotic animals.
So you pay them to put it down?
Yeah,
Your bird
kind
down?
of. It's relatively cheap. The expensive part was keeping her on oxygen for 2 days.
It doesn't take much to take out a bird.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, you can probably just feed it, like, some pills or whatever you got lying around. It's gonna die.
I mean, I don't know. They don't do it in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sedate them, and then you spend moments with them, and then they take them, and then they actually do the process.
Like, what you could have done is just, like, weed's legal in Ohio now. You just get,
Hot
like,
box.
a gummy and let them eat the whole thing. Like, if that gets me high, it's going to really fuck up a
Oh,
bird.
well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Is you can trigger a seizure in an animal if you give them too much marijuana.
I thought you were talking about like hotboxing it.
You can also give them some vodka, too. You can give them everything. Like, that's how I want to go, is just one big party. In the
Like
end.
if you wanted to euthanize a dog, just be like, time for your chocolate bars.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
And not just chocolate bars, just everything. Just throw everything at the problem. It'll
Dude,
probably take care of
my
itself.
dog, I swear to God, he stayed alive longer because we gave him table scraps.
I'm actually stronger now.
Yeah, I know. I told my mom, and I was like, he's living for the fact that you keep giving him gravy.
Yeah, but you didn't give him vodka and gummy, like laced gummies.
No,
And
I
just
mean,
start dropping some Tylenol in there. Yeah,
my
just
my
whatever.
one dog might be a little stupid since she drank tequila off the floor one time. That might
One
be
time.
why
I
she's
don't
a
think
little
one time's
bit of a
gonna do it.
stupid.
Nick's saying that's how
He
he's gonna
got-
treat all his animals.
He's not gonna have animals.
Go on, drink your vodka
Are
puddle.
you kidding me? You guys are not having pets.
I don't know, Chloe. I'm sure will want a cat eventually.
We thought about it, maybe.
Yeah, see, told you.
What happens if the kids are allergic?
We'll
Yeah,
deal with it.
see? Yeah. Oh, just Benadryl your kids out every day.
Just rub the cat in their face until they're okay
Yeah.
with it.
Then we don't do timeouts. We do timeouts with the kitty cat.
Daddy, I'm itchy. Well, you shouldn't have done what you did.
Should have thought about that, huh? It's fucked up.
If anyone would be allergic to cat, I would expect my son would be.
Oh yeah, Henry
Yeah.
probably is. He's allergic to a lot of shit, random shit.
You are too, aren't you, Nick? Or you?
A little bit, yeah.
Have you had them allergy tested, the kids?
Yeah, Henry. And
Oh.
then he was allergic to peanut butter semi-severely.
Oh.
And I just started giving him a tiny bit every day and just build it up. Now I don't think he's allergic anymore, or at least he
see?
has a very good tolerance.
I feel like that is a thing people don't do enough.
Yeah.
Is they're allergic. Okay, so let's expose them to it a little bit.
Well, that's
What's
what
crazy. What's
To-
crazy is the doctor that did the allergy test.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because I told him I was interested in this, and that it is a thing. And he said, we can pay him, and he'd come once a month, I think, every month for 6 months, and he'd get him up to like 2 peanuts by giving him just a little peanuts in yogurt, and they'd be under supervision with the doctor. Then I got the bill for like how much even getting the test was, like $600. I'm like,
Right.
fuck that. I'm just gonna give it to him myself.
Like, you
and I
can't
got
just
an
give him
EpiPen
peanut
just in
butter.
case.
So did
Yeah.
you just
And
like
he's-
buy an EpiPen and like just start
we
feeding
have
him
an
peanuts?
EpiPen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just little bits and like exactly what he was gonna do, and now he's way above 2 peanuts. He could probably eat like 5 or 6 and be fine.
See, that's the thing that I've heard about allergies with like, especially with nuts, is that one of 2 things can happen. If you repeatedly expose yourself, you can build up a tolerance like y'all are doing. Or sometimes people that are like really allergic to it, they'll just continue to have worse allergic reactions each and every
Yeah.
time till it kills them. So it's like,
See- Yeah, his was pretty bad, but it wasn't. There's like you rate them 1 through 5. His was 4.
oh,
So 5's the worst. 5's like you definitely shouldn't. His was 4, which is like
you can bring it down.
yeah, bad, but he's not gonna die just because he had it. He'll just get a big breakout.
I don't understand how
like-
That's what
allergies
happened.
work like
That's
that.
what happened with me with tuna, which is why I don't touch it anymore.
So what did you start with? Did he just lick a spoon that had some peanut butter residue on it?
No, I would
like a
take
fingertip
my
of that.
fingertip. I put a teeny tiny bit on my fingertip.
But how did you guys
And-
find out? Like, was he just like?
Oh,
did you make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and he broke
No,
out?
Mom and Dad gave him a peanut butter bar.
Oh,
One of those little
no.
like
Oh, your
bars, and he
parents
had
must
a
have felt
big breakout
awful.
all over.
Still
And
too.
like when he was like 6 months old, we had given him a little bit of peanut butter. And
Oh,
it
so
didn't
he had
affect him at
already
all.
had it, but was fine.
Yeah, it didn't affect him at all.
Well,
but it
and
wasn't very
at
much.
That time, at
Yeah.
that time, he was a little bit allergic to egg as well, but
Yeah.
he grew out of it.
Yeah, that's when you're really young, like 6 months, you get like rashes from almost anything.
Yeah.
God knows.
No,
And
for
then
real.
we
Like,
gave him that when he was like 1.5, and then he had this huge breakout, and then we stopped giving it to him for like 6 months, and then we took him there, and then.
I guess I
So
don't
he's a
understand how
4, started
allergies
to
work
build
like
up.
that. Like, what causes a body
know.
to like randomly react
Oh,
to
it's-
random shit?
It's your
Sometimes-
immune system.
yes, and sometimes
Like,
it can
it's all
also
your immune
be
system.
in exposure sometimes too from when like someone is pregnant. If you don't ever get exposed to that
Now,
either.
I tried to make sure Chloe was eating peanut butter, but then
I ate some.
no.
I'm
early
not
in
saying
the
it's her
pregnancy-
fault. I just know it's like one
No,
of
no,
those
no.
things.
Early
Did you
in the
rub cats in her
pregnancy, I was
face
having
and-
her eat peanut butter just for that, but then she almost fainted and like died in a parking lot.
Oh my god!
What?
Because and then the
Not
doctor was like,
allergic. Not allergic.
not
I
you were
threw up
allergic.
too
She was
much.
just
Was it
like
blood
the doctor
sugar?
said that's a pretty heavy meal. Yeah, I don't know what exactly that is. Why
I-
did she say?
I
She said
threw
it was a
up
heavy
too
meal
much.
for.
I was dehydrated, I think.
Is that why you threw up too much?
What the
And
hell?
God.
She didn't eat peanut butter anymore from then on.
Well, like my
Well, that makes sense. That's more of like a visceral, like now if you smell peanut
Yeah.
butter.
yeah.
It's very weird, by the way, when we were walking outside,
I get
and
that
Chloe's
way
just
when I
like,
smoke peanut butter on your breath.
and then like she sits down and just lies down on the floor, and I'm like, am I supposed to call 911? And she just goes like, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna get back up.
She said, nah.
It's a delayed reaction.
Yeah, it's like it was a very odd. I don't know. You don't know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, when when I told you that I lived in upstate New York, it was with my aunt, and her son was very young at the time. I think he was still like maybe a year old, if even, and he was allergic to everything: peanut butter, peanuts, egg, dairy. Like we couldn't all of his food was separate, and we had to wash everything before he ate anything off of it. And some of it made me wonder, because my aunt's a little of a hypochondriac, so I wondered if it was that or just like being a
Because he's not
baby.
getting exposure to stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now he's literally grown out of some of it.
Well, yeah, so Mom always said I was allergic to penicillin, and I was taking an antibiotic. I forget what for. And she's like, you can't have that. That's in penicillin family. Like, I've literally taken this for like a week now, so clearly I
I was the
can.
one that told you that because your mom told me that you're allergic
like-
to penicillin when we first started dating, and I
like-
wrote it down, and you came home from the doctor with penicillin when you were sick one time.
No,
I was like, what the fuck are
I
you
took
doing?
like 6 of over like a week, and I was like, obviously I'm not allergic anymore. At least not
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah. See, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, good thing about penicillin is every time they give you a shot of penicillin, they always test it on your skin.
Do they?
Like
Really?
it doesn't matter if you tell them you're allergic to it or not. They'll just test it.
Really?
Which is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I
That
think it's like a
makes
common
sense.
allergy.
A small,
Yeah.
like a no big bump or something, they'll just take it.
Be like, oh yeah, never
Yeah.
mind.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's made from like I think you can get penicillin out of moldy bread, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that's how people
Yeah.
started.
Maybe you've been eating moldy bread and you built an immunity, Zach. Have you been
Yeah,
eating moldy bread?
I wouldn't be
Do you
surprised
check- how
because he
closely
never
do you check your
notices when
bread?
anything goes bad.
I probably have eaten moldy
Exactly.
bread for sure.
I
Not
think
noticed.
that, I honestly think that could have happened a little bit.
Because like a
You
lot
get
of
a
people
little bit of
think that
penicillin.
if you just break off the moldy bit, you're fine. But the way that mold
No.
spreads on bread,
Yeah.
it's on the whole piece.
Oh, I've definitely
Yeah.
done that before.
Oh, then
don't
he's
see
yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
I most
All right.
definitely
All right.
have peeled the
Zach,
mold
puzzle
part.
You don't live in
solved.
the goddamn depression anymore. You need to just throw it away.
Bro, clearly I did the right thing because now I'm not allergic to it.
Zach's just got some mold
Thanks to
spores
moldy
in his
bread.
Thank you,
blood.
moldy bread.
Oh my
You're
god.
20% mold now, Zach.
That's my
It's
husband.
overtaken.
Isn't that also where you can get I forget what LSD comes from, but you can get it from ergot.
actually.
It's ergot, yeah, from moldy
I
bread.
don't know how do you make LSD.
Well, they think back in the Salem witch trials, one of the things that was happening was they were eating a lot of moldy bread, and it was causing them to trip balls.
That just gives people ideas.
Yeah, there's a whole
Get
book
some
on
real paranoid.
how you can grow your own garden of
Of stuff that'll
like
get you fucked up.
psychoactives. Yeah, because the plants themselves aren't illegal, so you can legally grow them.
Officer, I just have the plants.
It's just what you do with them.
Yeah, at what point does it become illegal?
Well, some stupid person started to.
Yeah. No matter what
take
it
in
is.
mess.
No matter what it is, people are gonna figure out a way to mess up their head, right? Like
Yes.
people take that duster and blow it in their mouth.
yeah.
I mean, people do it with cough syrup.
Doing
Yeah.
whippets and
Like, what you gonna make bashing your head
Robotussin?
into the wall illegal?
because people will do it if that's all you leave them with.
one of
Yeah.
one of the first couple culture shock that I had coming to the United States, like, why do they need to check my ID when I buy cough syrup? I'm clearly sick.
What are you
I
doing
know.
with the cough syrup, idiot?
Look, I've lived here my whole life, and when I was buying my own medication when I would be sick after I turned 18, and they asked for my ID, I'm like, what the fuck are people doing with this?
You know what's worse is I worked at Drug Mart when they first started doing that with the robotussin and stuff, and we didn't check for IDs, but you had to sign a log. So we had this giant log of people just signing for like the medicines they were buying if it had like codeine in it, and it was so pointless. I'm like, we can still sell it, but like now your name is just in a
You have a
book. What the fuck
log.
is the point?
Yeah, like, what? Give me
Joe
my
came in
NyQuil.
here
I'm ill.
And
Yeah.
bought 400 boxes of Sudafed. He
Yeah.
had a really bad cold.
Exactly. I guess it was also because it's used for meth too.
Yeah. That's the thing is, if they want just proof when they prosecute you that
Right.
they had a reason to raid your house.
But I was also like, I don't know, early 20s, working at Drug Mart or something. And do you think I really like checked what they
Actually
put
kept
down
it
or made sure it was their name?
God, no.
If someone was actually there to buy it for meth and they bought like 7, I would not care. I would laugh and chuckle probably, be like, that motherfucker's just about to get fucked up.
I mean,
Right on, man.
you used to tell me, what was the name that you used to use when you would write down a fake name?
Oh, we always
Joe
use Joe Larry. Yeah,
Yeah. Or Joe Larry.
Joe Larry.
Such a great name.
It started when we were like, we had to be like 10.
Yeah, that's an old
And we
name.
thought it
we've
was the
used.
funniest thing
That's
in
like
the
the
world when
name
we
that
were.
people
Yeah.
where Chloe was living would imagine how every American is named.
Joe Larry.
So the reason that came
We're
up
not
is
that creative.
there's a movie called Ricky Stenicki, and the whole premise of the movie is like they accidentally like set a house on fire, and they the way they get away with it, quote unquote, is like they leave behind like part of a person's like clothing, and they write Ricky Stenicki. Like they just come up with a name, and so they blame it on that kid who doesn't actually exist, and then they just the whole movie is about them like having this imaginary friend that they blame stuff on. And then they're like older with wives, and they like come up with, oh, Ricky Stenicki has like heart surgery, we got to go visit him, and then they go to Vegas and party stuff. That's what brought up Joe Larry. It's like, technically we have the imaginary guy that
visit Joe Larry in Vegas.
Yeah, the guy that exists, quote unquote. Somebody has the email of Joe Larry for something at Yahoo that we've probably used multiple times. Like, why am I getting this shit?
I think we might have registered that back in the day. Who knows? I don't remember all the shit we.
I think we did for the podcast. We made a Joe Larry for Reddit.
Oh yeah, when you guys were trying to pretend to be a girl on Reddit, saying that your boyfriend was into like having sex with you when you were like dead ass asleep.
Called us out so quickly.
Yeah, people. Yeah, we did not get past them.
Well, there was a few. There's always a few on every single.
Yeah, we got a few, but there's a lot of intelligent people.
Run.
There's enough intelligent people to be like, this is so clearly fake. If
But
only we had ChatGPT then.
But I was gonna say, well, I helped you write it, so.
No, I'm pretty sure if you try to get ChatGPT to write you a story about necrophilia, it's gonna say no.
Exactly.
Well, let's try it.
Oh no, not ChatGPT. It
All
won't
right.
do any of that weird shit.
So what else? What else we got?
Well, that was kind of all I had was discussing which celebrities look like they're bad at sex.
What else is in the news?
The
You want to bring up the
A
news?
lot of Israel shit.
Why ask ChatGPT to write the most random thing?
there was
Okay,
the
sure.
robo taxi,
Oh, he's on there.
and that was the earthquake.
Shit about the earthquake. Yeah, it's boring shit.
Kentucky got absolutely annihilated by tornadoes.
No one cares about Kentucky.
No, we don't.
Blah blah blah. Ukraine. Blah blah blah.
Romantically interested in corpses. Please write a story about a man who liked to be romantic interested in motionless women.
Bodies.
What?
I'm trying not to use the word like corpse or dead.
Oh,
It worked. Please write a story about a man
It's probably gonna be like
who
a
likes to be
mannequin.
romantically interested in motionless bodies. Oh my god, they wrote a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be about a mannequin. Oh my god, this person's name is Elliot. Don't you know an Elliot?
Elliot and his strange obsession, but he paid them no mind.
Oh my god, they both die.
The fuck?
Yeah, no, Elliot dies.
It wrote us some kind of story. I don't know what.
Talking about. I'm sure it is a lovely story.
Oh yeah, see, rather sculptures and mannequins.
Yeah. He's into sculptures and mannequins, not.
Oh, it's okay to fuck sculptures. And
It was
mannequins.
as if he found
Pretty
a
sure
serenity
there's no laws against that.
in their
Yeah, right.
unchanging presence, a calmness that eluded him in the bustling world around.
I don't know. I feel like. I guess there's no laws against it, but it would be weird.
Every day, Elliot would visit the
I feel sorry
antique
for the
shop
janitor that has to clean the cum off the statues.
just to be near Celeste. He would
Oh.
whisper words of affection to
I
her.
don't need that. That actually makes me think. You think at a store, like somebody has had to cum off of a mannequin,
That would not surprise me.
or
at
stop
all.
a child or somebody from masturbating in front of
But-
one?
Didn't you have a
It would be a
dude
little
like-
more understanding if it were a really sexy mannequin. Like you like a big bust and
He's like,
everything.
look, buddy, I get it, but come on.
They keep making them more realistic.
Look at
Like,
what
they
that
have, like,
mannequin's
nipples and
wearing.
lipstick
She was
on.
asking for it.
You victim blaming the mannequin.
Yes. Should have worn that. Come on, you just gonna sit out here in the middle of nowhere with that on?
It's 30 degrees out and you're wearing that. You want it.
You naughty, naughty girl.
Just give it a little slap on the ass when you're finished. Was it good for you as it was for me?
You know,
I don't know.
You know, we're laughing, but there was an '80s movie where a guy was banging a mannequin, right? You do know that, right?
Oh,
you remember that movie?
I do remember that. Oh my god!
I mean, the mannequin came to life and he banged her, but still, it was a mannequin.
Yes, but
I think it was literally just called Mannequin, wasn't it?
it might have been. But the whole story was
Yeah,
she came to
mannequin.
I
life.
think I have a theory what happened.
It was kind of like the horny version of
The
Pinocchio.
guy ate too much moldy bread.
Yeah, no. I have a better theory. Cocaine among movie executives in the 80s, and they just come up with crazy shit.
No,
Okay, I got it, guys. A
I-
guy bangs a mannequin. No, it'll come to life first, okay, guys?
I really think that sounds like somebody came up with a let's do Pinocchio, but like modern era.
Yeah, it's the one that Tyra Banks was in.
She was in
Tyra
Mannequin.
Banks was in Mannequin?
No, she was in a movie where she's a doll and she becomes a life-size human.
Only
That's
guy bangs
another
her?
movie.
Yeah, it has what's the redheaded girl's name? Lindsay Lohan.
What's the name of this
Okay.
movie? We need to look this up. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan live like Barbie movie almost, and it's Tyra Banks.
How many movies can we come up with where an inanimate object comes to life?
Life size, that's what it's called.
Oh, it's like she was a Barbie doll that came to life.
Yeah, and because Lindsay Lohan's mom died,
Ted.
and so she's just with her dad, and then
Ted, yeah, Ted's
then
another
Tyra
one.
Yeah,
Banks
Ted's another
becomes the love interest of the dad of Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Ted is another one where that happens, right? The Indian in the cupboard, huh?
Oh, Indian
Classic.
Cupboard, you're right. And the Night at the Museum, right? I didn't watch it,
Yeah,
but I believe
yeah.
inanimate things come to life.
So now we need to get in our movie exec heads. What's the next big inanimate objects that come to life? Oh, Brave Little Toaster. Toaster's named after that.
I'm gonna send a headline
They're not
into the chat.
they're not inanimate objects
Okay,
that come to life. Though.
okay.
They're like
Toilets, and they all go to like psychiatrists for clinical depression because everyone's shitting in them all.
that's dark. That's not where I saw this going. What is a interesting come to life tale?
Give us a come to life tale of an inanimate object, Chloe.
Night at the Museum.
No, we're saying like our own.
Oh,
We
well, I was
mentioned
gonna
Night
say
at the
that's
Museum.
yeah, I was gonna say that one's wild.
They really have done a lot of them, huh?
I
The
played
next
game
Pixar movie.
That's kind of like that.
What's that?
I play the games kind of like that.
Toy Story. Toy Story's like that.
Yeah, Toy Story as
Well, here's the thing: are they coming to life, or are they already in an established society where they are living? Because Toy
Yeah.
Story,
Okay,
Toy
Wait,
Story
wait.
blurs the lines, man.
Okay.
because there's some where they already exist as living beings, but they stop
Cars.
pretending
No.
to be living.
It's gonna be fleshlights, and the tagline for the
Oh,
movie is
no.
they're not just coming to life, they're CUMMINT to life. Coming to life.
Does that already exist? Because there's usually
I-
porn movie ripoffs of everything.
I was thinking more it's like they're trying to fight for their rights and stuff because they're just getting like raped basically.
oh yeah, I didn't
They're
consent
rape-
to this.
They're more therapy victims. They're rape victims.
Oh my god, and then they start going the way of like the movie Teeth, where they start like fighting back.
yeah. They
But really,
use,
this summer they're coming to life.
they put in like those.
It's a little bit of horror, a little bit of gore porn.
They put in like those little the Indian rape kit things, like they have the barbs in them.
Yeah, so you can stick it in, but you can't take it out.
Yeah. All right, we got our 2 movies. Let's go to Hollywood.
What was your inanimate object, Chloe? Did you have one?
I played the game about like, some of the objects that were turning into aliens.
Okay.
Does that count?
No, that doesn't count as an idea.
No, shoot it down.
Shot down. No, I don't have anything.
The toilet one was a really good one. That's the problem. You already got a good one.
It's already the next Pixar movie. I'll get a Pixar
I guess-
executive on it.
I was thinking Cars, like not the movie Cars, but if
They
Cars
already did the
actually came
movie.
to life rather than.
Planes.
Yeah.
So you mean like
Oh,
her
and then
fully
Cars
loaded?
there. just
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
Another Lindsay Lohan
oh wait,
movie?
they already
shit,
they already
yeah, they
did
already
like
did that.
Living Cars, and Stephen King did a horror movie
and
with the car.
Transformers, although they're kind of
That's
aliens
true.
that also are cars.
Well, yeah, they're already sentient beings
Which,
that are aliens. Yeah.
by the way, can we get on the subject of Transformers and how that makes no fucking sense?
That never makes any
Go
fucking
on.
sense. They're aliens that just happen to look like a Ford.
That happen to
they
look
look
like
like a Ford?
Earth-made vehicles.
I feel like that's answered at one point.
I know.
Where like the
close it up.
robots are what
That's
they
the
actually
butter.
look like, but then they turn into what humans
That's the
think they
butter.
look like.
Yeah, but that's a robot.
I feel like that's been.
don't
I
think
feel like that's
so.
lore that has been explored.
Not that I didn't know. Is it answered why Transformers look like cars?
You know why? Because
Okay,
it
don't
was
type
just
all
a
that in.
vehicle to sell
Just
toys.
look
and
like
people
cars.
like cars and
Okay.
people's like aliens. So it looked cool.
Right. I mean, we know why they do that. Oh.
See?
Wow. So in the first episode of Transformers, they transformed into alien cars and planes. But when they're on
Oh, really?
Earth, they convert to human cars to disguise
Oh,
themselves.
interesting.
So they literally are just vehicle transformers.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know.
that schooled me.
Yeah. Duh. What a weird alien race, though, where we evolved to transform into vehicles. we can camouflage, but only as transports. Like, can they transform into like a scooter? Like, where does it end?
Oh shit! You know what? There's another one.
I mean,
Remember, there's an '80s movie where the cars are killing people. Do you remember that?
That's why I said the Stephen King one, right?
Oh no, I didn't hear you say it. Yeah, shit. They've done a lot of these fucking ones.
There's a lot of cars that come to life and do shit. And also, isn't fuck, what's the Pamela Anderson, the beach show?
Baywatch.
Baywatch. Who was the guy in that?
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
He had a show where he had a like car that like talked to him, right?
Yeah, that was more of a yeah. You're right. It was,
I thought that was
Knight
kind of more
Rider.
of a
Knight Rider.
fantasy.
Knight Rider, yeah. I don't
That
know.
was supposed
I've
to be
never
more like
watched it.
AI or sci-fi. I think.
I think you're right. I think it's supposed to
I
be
never
like
watched
a,
it.
I don't know. Is it living? Is it a robot? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But there are a lot of vehicles coming to life tales.
Mm.
Which I guess makes sense since they're such a part of the American lifestyle. Our work did this. We had this quiz, and apparently it was National Walking Day or something like that. Some made-up holiday.
National Walking Day.
Yeah.
We just make that up to put the cripples in their place.
Yeah. And guess who was the number one, or I guess last place for the most walking on average?
The last place for the most walking on average.
Yeah. So like, who
It's
walked
not
the
the
least
United
out of
States.
everywhere? Well, I didn't say that. Who do you think is?
If it's not the United States,
No, I'm saying who do you think is out of everyone, all the countries?
who does not walk? Probably like Saudi Arabia.
No, you had it right. It was the U.S. We're number
Oh,
one,
okay.
baby.
We're
On average,
number one.
on average, it was like 4K. I think we walk a day. Which I thought that was even higher. Most people I know do not walk 4,000 steps.
Do I walk 4,000 steps in a day? Depends on the day.
Oh, day.
What do you think you walk
Usually I
normally in a
probably
day?
I have no
What do you-
idea. I used to wear a watch.
What do you
I
think
don't
you walk
anymore.
normally in a
It
day?
used to be very high
Yeah,
because
like
I used to
2,000-3,000
walk to
steps
work.
unless I'm actually actively thinking
It has
about it.
plummeted
that's what I'm saying.
since I stopped walking to work, and I don't commute
Just
anymore. That's the
5
hard part is I
miles
work
is
all
like
day and I don't
10,000
even have to go
steps.
anywhere.
What did you say? Sorry.
Because I don't commute to work anymore. Now, that's where it's
Yeah.
bad. I used to walk to work, and I got for sure like 10,000 a day easy.
Yeah.
Now
same.
I don't.
So, yeah. Having a job that work from home really cuts out of the working
Yeah,
out part.
really ups your fat ass factor.
Yeah. I have a standing desk though to help.
Yeah, that's good.
I just cannot sit for that many hours. It does not work. I honestly don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting longer than like 3 or 4 hours, I start to I feel random pains.
Oh yeah. I'd probably never sit for 3 hours in a row. Always get up
No,
and do
I mean,
something.
I guess I'm getting up to get like a drink or something, but like, I definitely can't sit longer than that. Well, what else is in the news? Let's look.
I don't think anything else to go over.
Let's see. It's been a while. And nothing too crazy has happened. Oh, didn't you mention this? The drunk Florida man?
Yes.
Drunk Florida man beat up after making fun of Disney World guests with Down syndrome.
Yeah, but I also put a funny headline from 2019 in the chat. South Florida man attacks
Oh,
mother
yeah.
who refused
Oh,
to
that's
dress
the one
as
I was thinking
mannequin.
of.
And then he shoved dumplings into her mouth because he was mad at her.
So, when we're talking about mannequins, she posted in the chat a South Florida man attacking a mother who refused to dress as mannequin.
And he punished her by shoving dumplings into her mouth.
Oh, we do have to mention a big news
Fitting
story.
punishment. Okay, what's the big news story?
I want to say the joke Sean Diddy diddling kids, but he's not diddling kids. It's a different
yeah.
sexual assaults.
That
He's just raping people.
Interesting. Well, no, I think he's videotaping people raping people.
Oh, is he pulling
or-
a Dennis? Is that what he's doing? I haven't watched
Yeah.
the
No.
coverage.
No, he definitely
Seems to
has
be he's
allegations
drugging
of.
people and having them get raped and then videotaping the people raping
No, he's
them.
definitely involved in the
Or
rapes
some
too.
shit like that. He's raping.
Yeah.
Pretty messed up.
I thought he was basically a Jeffrey Epstein,
Oh,
just
fucking-
videotape people too. Because I
How
think
did
he has
he-
videotapes of people.
Yes, he does.
That'll be interesting. I wonder if he will kill himself in prison within the next hour. How long
That's a
till
great
he dies
question.
in prison? Yeah. Well, it depends on how important the people he has are,
Right.
or if we'll learn anything about it, or it'll all just disappear.
Probably just disappear.
You think? I don't know. It seems like the age of that stuff doesn't just disappear.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it's all just like speculation at this point. I want the hard details. Who was for sure
Right.
raping people?
Well, I watched a thing where they went over like all the allegations, and he was definitely involved in it. But you're also right where he did a lot of like drugging and having other people do it, and then recording it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, what's crazy is he's done this for that dude's been famous for 20, 30 years. And then they found out.
Right. Like, a lot of people are thinking maybe a lot of this is coming out because of Epstein stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like
Who knows?
it's really random.
Yeah, you think this, I don't know. You couldn't go on for that long before people catch on if it's that big of an operation.
Right. Maybe it's also like people who were paid to ignore this are dead or don't care anymore to be a part of it. You You know what I mean? Like, as time goes on,
Yeah,
things
eventually.
change.
It all just crumbles.
Right. Eventually, you're just going to get caught.
Hmm.
And also, I think they get more and more blatant with it.
Did Diddy do it?
You can't have a name like Diddy, though, and have any of these kind of allegations.
Did Diddy do the diddling?
Did diddly diddly do. And it also makes me wonder, why did he change from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy?
I don't know.
You know what? Actually,
Yeah.
I probably know why. It's probably because his record, whatever record label he was under, owned the rights to it, and so he had to change it. I know that's happened to people before. That's why Prince changed his name.
He says something fresh in the aftermath of being found not guilty on charges of gun possession and bribery. That's it.
That's all he has?
No. In 2001, he was cleared of gun possession and bribery.
I was saying.
And he said that's a reason that he wants to fresh start and change his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy. That's it. I feel like Prince probably did it for the label reason, and he's like, he got press from that. Let me do it.
Yeah. I guess
think
it's
that's
true.
honestly what happened.
Because everyone still calls him Puff Daddy, too. It's like Eminem. You know, Eminem has like three names.
Russia Matters? What's the other one?
Slim Shady.
Oh, Slim Shady.
Rappers just can't decide on a name, I guess.
Has to rhyme very well.
Well, the thing is, like, part of
yeah,
rap
it's
is just
true.
having a big fucking ego. What do people with big fucking ego? They're like, one name can't contain me.
I think
it's
Chloe's more right though, and it helps when you need to rhyme things.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
It's like, I have 5 different names, and one of them rhymes with orange.
Yeah, can you imagine a rapper's first name is like Sebastian?
Lil Sebastian. Oh, Lil Sebastian. That's the.
My name is
thing.
Nurple. You can rhyme it with purple and fuck.
Yeah. Orange Nurple. Why are there 2 colors that are hard to rhyme with? What the hell?
Purple and maple.
You know, but if a rapper is named Siga, he's pretty good. Especially if he's a white guy.
You had to be very clear with that pronunciation. Unless he was
Yes,
a
I
white
did.
guy.
Siga.
Unless he was a white guy.
Yeah,
They don't wanna go over so well.
Not gonna work very well.
Guys,
for
it's
you.
my actual name. Alright, well, anything else before I head to bed? Any good stories? P. Diddy is a pretty big one that we hadn't covered. That's like
Yeah,
the only
that's
thing
a
that's
big
really happened.
That's a pretty big one. Or well, it has the potential to be a big one. Or has the potential to be... And then he committed suicide in his prison.
Yeah.
That was being watched by 20 cameras, but somehow none of them caught them.
To be fair, though, that would be pretty huge news if Puff Daddy randomly died in prison.
Yeah.
Like, that would be bigger
Because
than
it already
Epstein.
happened for the other guy that had videotapes of everybody.
Right.
Have anything else? I don't think I have anything else.
That's fucking hilarious. Alright, well, let's get on again in a couple weeks and,
Yeah. And I know you're not going to
better.
do, but I'm going to say it anyway. Prepare something.
yeah, I'll try.
All right.
Prepare yourself. Alright, later.